Alright.
Welcome to my Magran build, you fiery bastards. It had to happen eventually, a build based on fire attacks and spells. For this I've chosen Paladin and Priest of Magran multiclass because they work very well together. This build has high survivability and a lot of damage potential, that's why it can be also played solo on Path of the Damned. How effective it will be during the early game I cannot say, but from mid game onward you can solo without any issues. Even if we are fighting enemies that are highly resistant or immune to fire attacks, we have a solution for it. Simply we're gonna use weapons, which are gonna be powerful as is, without the added burn damage. Build would be this, Priest Magran obviously, because of the default spells that we get, and Bleakwalker's Paladin with upgraded Flames of Devotion. For race I went with Fire Godlike simply because it fits the theme. Passive of Fire Godlike is that we will sometimes lash out and deal burn damage to anyone who hits us in melee, that's why this class is great for melee play. Also when we are at bloodied and near death status, we get additional armor rating. Plus we are resistant to burn damage. Stats should look something like this. Around 14, 15, 16 might. Constitution can be left at 10. Dexterity needs to be maxed out. Perception needs to be somewhere around 14 or 15. Intellect can be at around 12, 13. Resolve can be at around 7, 8, something like that. The reason is this, I'm gonna use alchemy again, to use drugs to boost perception, intellect and resolve through Ripple Sponge. That's why I went high with might and dexterity. Ripple Sponge will simply improve these three stats, so we don't have to go all out with points into these three attributes. While under the effect of Ripple Sponge drug, this is what your stats will look like with this setup, which is really nice. You have everything that you need here. From priest spells you already get most important ones. There are a couple of more you can add. Before you get to minor avatar form, which is at the last power level, you're gonna have to improve your stats through other spells, such as Triumph of the Crusaders, which is amazing always, because it heals you when you kill an enemy and it gives you strong. Litany for the body as well, it gives you hardy, which will improve your survivability. All these are nice buffs that you should have on your character because this is very viable for solo play. If you're not going solo, then you don't need to get all these things. When you get to minor avatar, you can ditch every single one of these except maybe Triumph of the Crusaders, because you're still gonna have that nice health restored upon kill bonus. Minor avatar gives you immediately more damage with weapons, more health, and all that buffs that you get with these. Actually, most of these buffs are not the same because these are tier 1 buffs, while the buffs you get from these other skills are tier 2. So you have next to attribute bonus an additional bonus as well. But it's not worth putting all of these after you get minor avatar. It's much faster getting avatar and then go crazy with spells and attacks. From passives, what you need to weapon style, combat focus, corrode, fire penetration, rapid casting, and improved critical. We also have this spiritual weapon. You can use it, but you don't have to. I don't like this. It simply isn't as effective as some of the unique weapons that you can have. But if you want, you can use it and they will be alright, especially with Flames of Devotion. From Paladin tree you need Sworn Rival to get refunded Zeal after you kill an enemy, Eternal Devotion. If you want, you can upgrade Leon Hands to Greater Leon Hands, this is completely up to you. In the early game this would be recommended. Exalted Focus is something you're gonna need. And Inspired Beacon. From passives, go for Retribution, Inspired Defenses, Uncanny Luck, Virtuous Triumph, and Stoic Steel. Sacred Immolation is also a nice thing that you can turn on, but it's risky as hell. Simply with this setup you don't need it. That's why I didn't take it. I have still one more point remaining and I would put it into some kind of a defensive thing. Or maybe another spell like Storm of Holy Fire. This is also a nice one, Cleansing Flame. There will be a couple more points remaining. I went with all the nice defensive boosts that you can get from Paladin Tree. For armor, use anything that you want, really. I don't see any connection with some other armor types, so go for whatever type that you want. From light to heavy, all works. At the beginning of the game I would suggest Saint's War armor from Eder because it grants you second life. Later on get this belt, the Maker's Own Power, that's Torkar Bounty. On Dunaj Island it will grant you Reforge the Flesh, which will heal you a lot while being paralyzed and receiving minimal amount of damage. For weapons I would suggest pair on blunderbusses as one option, and for another option go for Sun and Moon Flail. You can buy it on Dunaj Island. That shop is located in Radiant District. This thing gives you Celestial Attunement by day, which increases power level for fire attacks. During the night it's going to increase power levels for frost attacks, which doesn't work for this build, but at least during the day we're gonna have some more bonuses. It is also gonna do added burn damage to normal auto attacks during the day, which also stacks with Flames of Devotion. Next to that you can upgrade it to Solar Excellence. This gives you 5% chance to repeat during the day a fire attack that you've done already. The thing is, I don't know if this works with auto attacks only or with spells and auto attacks. Still sounds nice, so I went with it. The last upgrade I went with Golden Sat Eothas, 25% burn damage from weapon returns health. For another weapon I went with Griffin's Blade to increase damage done with spells. Hound's Courage upgrade is the name. One more thing, don't upgrade your blunderbusses to Open Choke because it will reduce range. That means you're gonna have to move constantly, and with it you're gonna lose Stoic Steel passive from Paladin Tree. So don't go for Open Choke. Now for the combat demonstration. In this instance I'm gonna summon spiritual weapons just to show you that they can be effective as well. Well, nowhere near enough unique blunderbusses and our second weapon set, but they can still be used if you wanted to. After summoning spiritual weapons, go into minor avatar form and then put Flame Shield on yourself. Flame Shield will increase resistance to frost attacks and also damage everyone around you. Sometimes in a fight like this you won't have enemies around you. They will not surround you because they are ranged. This isn't good, but you can still deal with it without any issues. Put Sworn Rivals onto multiple opponents and then put Inspired Beacon on everyone around you so that they receive 40% increased damage. Now you can summon Pillar of Holy Fire on yourself. If you're surrounded by many enemies you will not receive much damage because you have high resistance to burn damage as is. Even if you get to low health, Reforge the Flesh will save you, so there's no worry. Two offensive spells that you're gonna use a lot are Pillar of Holy Fire and Shining Light. Shining Light is amazing AoE damage over time burn effect. If you want you can also go for Withdraw spell from second priest power level. That way you'll put yourself out of combat and then heal up and get back healthy. Our survivability is high because we have Greater Lay on Hands, Stoic Steel, Holy Radiance, Triumph for the Crusaders, which I did not have in this fight, forgot to use it, and so on. Everyone that remains alive after your fiery onslaught, just deal with them through Flames of Devotion. That's it. You are still doing great damage with weapons next to these fiery attacks. Don't forget to turn on modal ability for blunderbusses if you're using them, because that way you're gonna do additional burn damage. That would be all. I hope you enjoyed the build. Thank you for watching and see you soon.
How do you like that? Stop. There's